I try to be all festive and fun, and my hand matches my background. Okay, so today we're going to build an apex over natural nails, but we're going to use the gel method. I've had a lot of questions about it recently, so we're going to get into it today. By the way, hi, hello. Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Marlakris. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. This is the color I'm going to use just for demo purposes. This is called a Krum to Win from the Sassy Mouth Wizards and Wands collection. I'll leave that info down below for you guys. So because we're doing the gel method, we're going to do the pour over method. You don't want to go shoving a wet gel nail into dip powder. It's not going to end well. We're going to pour over. I'm going to show you step by step and how much product I'm using. I am barely using any product. Everything is pretty much off the brush. I'm going to start in the center of the nail and just do a quick strip down towards the free edge. I'm not going over to the skin. I'm not going over to the sidewalls. I'm just keeping this really in the center of the nail. And this is going to start building up the apex. Then I'm going to gently pour over the dip powder. I'm going to pour over twice just to make sure that the liquid is absorbed into that powder, and that is what the first dip is going to look like. You'll see it a little bit better after I cure it and dust off the excess. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my nails, but while I'm doing that, let's talk a little bit about what an apex is, who needs it, who it might be good for, what it's good for, because I know you guys might have questions. So the apex is the highest part, right? That's what apex by textbook means. So this is going to be the big curve on top of the nail where it goes from your cuticle area up and then back down towards the free edge, like a little hill or a mountain, if you will. So when your nail gets a little bit longer, mine are still pretty short, but they are on the longer side. You need a little bit of an apex to keep that nail structured and balanced. This is what the first dip looks like, by the way. The second dip, I'll get back to the apex in a second, but I want to show you the second dip. For the second dip, I'm taking slightly more product on my brush. I'm going to go a little bit higher and a little bit wider. I'm not covering the whole nail. I am just going a little higher and a little wider. That is it. And then I'm going to pour over the dip powder and repeat the process. So anyway, back to the apex. I find that the longer your nails are and the flatter your nails are, the higher of an apex you need. Now, how many layers you're going to do is completely dependent on you and your nails. For me and my nail length, this is what I'm comfortable doing. I tend to not even build an apex because I have a natural apex to my nail, but if you don't, this would be great for you. This is going to help you prevent your nails from breaking, cracking, chipping, all of that nonsense that you don't want. It's going to reinforce your free edge, and it's going to give a nice aesthetic to the top of a nail. So who is this best for? As mentioned, if you have nails that are what I call active length, where they're just past your fingertips, this is going to be a great method for you. This is also great if you struggle with having bulk near your cuticle area. This will help prevent that as well. So 2 dips are done. This is what we're looking like. You can definitely see the difference now between the first dip and the second dip. See, the first dip is right here and the second dip is slightly higher. And now we're going to do the third dip. The fourth dip? Third dip. We're going to do third and fourth. They're going to be exactly the same. I'm going to take now my gel base coat all the way to my cuticle area, not touching skin. I know I probably sound like a broken record talking about gel and skin contact, but please do not touch your skin with gel products. That can lead to a whole situation that I'm sure nobody wants, including contact dermatitis or gel allergies. So try to keep this off your skin as best as possible. If you do have any skin contact, use an orange wood stick or a toothpick or whatever and clean it up as soon as you notice it. Get it off the skin. Don't cure it on your skin. So once I have that gel base coat exactly where I want it, not on my skin at all, went ahead, poured over the dip powder. Here is just what the apex is looking like so far. It's going in a nice curve from the back to the front of the nail. That's exactly what you're looking for. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the nails. In case you're wondering, I do my thumb completely separate from the rest of the hand. That is only because when your hand is on your nail desk or your table and it's laying flat, your thumb lays sideways. And I find that gel products, because they do not air dry, they tend to run into your sidewalls when your thumb is sideways. Nobody wants that. Again, we're talking about keeping the gel off the skin, so I just do my thumbnail separately from everything to avoid any of that issue. If you are using dip liquids, which you can 100% do this entire method with dip liquids if that's your chosen liquid, you can absolutely do that, but you can disregard everything I'm saying. You don't have to do your thumb separately. It's just a precaution I like to take when I'm using gel liquids. So here's the game plan going forward. All I'm going to do is give these nails a full 60-second cure. I am curing for a full minute, by the way. When you're using dip powder over gel, you want to make sure you're giving it a little extra cure time because it can take longer for that light to penetrate through the dip powder and cure the gel completely. And you want to make sure your gel is cured completely. Uncured gel is another thing that'll cause contact dermatitis or gel allergies, so be mindful of that. So I'm going to go ahead and cure, and I'm going to show you what this coat looks like. Here is what we're looking like so far. Here is what the apex is looking like also. Now, if you are comfortable with the way this looks so far, you can go ahead and stop here. You don't need to go any further, but I'm looking for a little extra strength and a little more opacity out of my dip powder at the cuticle area. So I'm going to go ahead and do one more full coat of the gel base and the dip powder. One thing, again, to note, this is like the fourth thing I'm noting, but you get the point. Another thing to note is I am keeping my layers very thin. I am not glopping on a ton of gel base coat. I'm keeping this extremely thin. You just want enough to absorb the little bit of powder you're going to pour over. So I'm going to do that to all of the nails. I will get the thumbnail done off camera, and I'm going to show you what we're looking like after we cure. So now we're completely done with the dipping process, and this is what we are looking like. As you can see, they are not thick, they are not bulky. There's a nice curve on top of the nail. The cuticle area is nice and flush. Look at that beautiful curve. This is exactly what we're going for with this apex method. Do I know words? Method. You know what I'm talking about. So now we want to encapsulate this so we can do a little filing and buffing if you need to. We're not going to use clear. Clear and gel base coat don't get along very well, so I'm going to use just gel top coat as my encapsulation layer, and then we're going to file over that. I know it seems unnatural to file and buff over something that's glossy and shiny and beautiful, but it's a trust the process moment. All this coat of top coat is doing is making sure that our color is protected if we need to file and buff later. Now, the gel method, for me at least, I find it to be a much more clean application. So I didn't need to do a whole lot of filing or buffing at all. I think all I did was graze around the free edge with my file. maybe around my cuticle area if there was anything uneven there. And then I went over the entire thing with a sponge buffer, and that's literally all the filing I needed to do. No work whatsoever. As mentioned, that is the sound I'm looking for. That is completely hardened and ready to file. So I'm going to show you a little bit of my filing routine so you know what I'm talking about, and you can see I'm telling the truth as if I would lie to you guys, but this is my whole filing routine. I use this little wooden file, and I'm literally just going to go around the free edge, clean up anything that might be uneven or hanging out, hanging over, you know. Then I'm going to take my sponge buffer, go over the entire nail, get it nice and even, and then we're going to throw on a top coat and be done. As you saw, I went ahead and used my Sassy Mouth No Wipe Gel Top Coat. The shine on that top coat is just sickening. If you guys haven't tried it yet, what are you even waiting for? It is amazing. But here's what the nails are looking like. The apex came out beautiful. This color is gorgeous. Again, it's from the Wizards and Wands collection. If you haven't checked that one out, definitely do. But this is it. I hope you guys found this helpful. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope the rest of your day is as beautiful as you are, and I will catch you in the next one. Love you, bye.